Alrighty, welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game, plus some bonuses. Man, it has been a wild day. I've had a really terrible week, but I've been looking forward to today because we get to do more Final Fantasy X, and I'm always so excited for it. But also, we announced our brand new huge event for April. It's Meme Week 2022. Every year we do Meme Week. We play a bunch of really terrible, awful, memey games, and it's some of the best time we ever have on the stream. A lot of our fondest memories and jokes all come from meme weeks of the past, and so this year we're doing it again. It's going to be 2 full weeks of memes. There's going to be a bunch of giveaways. There's going to be a bunch of really cool stuff. So if you're interested, the link, you can type !meme week in the chat for you guys on Twitch. On YouTube, you can come over to Twitch and type !meme week in the chat, or if I remember, I'll put a link. But you'll see it anyway. If you're not on Twitch, then you won't be a part of the giveaways or anything anyways. And you'll see the highlights on YouTube. So only if you're interested in actually being part of the event would you want to jump over to Twitch to check it out. Otherwise, you'll see the highlights over there on YouTube. If you're interested, if you go to the 4.8 Live playlist on the channel, you'll see a bunch of highlights from meme weeks of old, like when we played Dragon's Lair and when we played Deadly Towers and E.T. and just all the ridiculous games we played in the past. So I'm sure you'll enjoy those. But we got more memes this year. We're doing a bunch of giveaways. We're doing a grand finale 2 Fridays from now. We'll be giving away a huge Steam gift card and all sorts of cool stuff. So there'll be giveaways for games every day throughout the week. But for now, it's time to jump back into Final Fantasy X. Was there something I was going to do before I got on the shoot puff? Can't remember. I feel like there was something we were doing. I was looking for that weapon, but I realized we don't get that yet. Didn't I buy... Oh yeah, we checked out Kate Sith. I think that was it. And I should probably do some Sphere Grid stuff. It is not a Visa gift card. Also, while we're doing Sphere Grid stuff, now would be a good time to talk about a few things. There was a couple comments that I wanted to bring up. The first comment is from TM. He said, Sin always returns for its spawn. Sin is Titus's father. It returns for Jack's spawn. And I read that and I was like, yeah, of course. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait. It's kind of like one of those things that you read it and you're like, yeah, I knew that, but then you didn't really actually think about it. It's like, wow, that's actually kind of interesting. Never thought of it that way. Next up, we had Adrian, who said, since Mongui 2 armored arms, almost like they expect you to have 2 characters with piercing. Cough, Kamari is not useless. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Yeah, Waka looking strong with the immune 93 damage. Seriously though, really enjoy the fights, bizarre mechanic, and Seymour cameo. But I commented and said, oh my god, we finally found Kamari's turn. Because this whole time we've been waiting. When is Kamari's turn to shine? We're talking about how that's kind of the issue with him, is that he never gets a turn. Well, there you go. One boss. Kamari's already weak at that point because you haven't been using him, so he's not really that useful. But there you go. That's Kamari's turn. There's 2 armored arms, so it makes sense to use Auron and Kamari. So that's a good shout. That makes a lot of sense. And then we also had King Beef, who asked to check out... He wanted to see the motion for Lulu's Overdrive, and he wanted me to explain the Sphere Grid, which is, I'm very glad he brought that up, because me playing this game a million times, and then most of the people in the chat also being people that have played the game, certain things like that, just kind of I forget that anyone that's seeing the game for the first time wouldn't really know, because it doesn't show it on screen when you do Lulu's Limit Break. So very glad you brought that up. So Lulu's Overdrive, the way it works is you have to rotate the analog sticks. The problem with it is I believe it doesn't tell you which analog stick, or if it does, it's easy to forget. It's not the movement one, it's the right analog stick, which isn't even used in the game other than Lulu's Overdrive, I think. I don't even think you ever use it for anything else. So that's like its one purpose in this game. And you need to spin it clockwise, but what makes it difficult is you need to do a full rotation, which like a lot of like Mario Party mini games and stuff, they give you some leeway. Like if you just kind of like spin it in place, like in the middle, it'll probably count. But for Lulu's Overdrive, you need to make sure you're like touching the edges all the way around, or else it doesn't count. And that's what makes it difficult. So anyways, I do like the palm method that a lot of people did for Mario Party minigames that like destroyed their hand, and then that's why there was like lawsuits. But that's what I do because it's the easiest way, and you only have to do it for Lulu's Overdrive, so it's not that bad. But I kind of go slower because you need to make sure you make a full circle. So I don't go like super fast. I more of like go slow but make sure each one counts. And it usually gets me at least 8 or 9. So that's that. Then there's the sphere grid. So if you've never used the sphere grid before and you're kind of like, what in the world's going on whenever I get to this point? The way it works is, instead of getting levels, you get sphere levels. And sphere levels are just the amount you can move. So, like right now, Kamari's right here, and he has 9 sphere levels, so I can move up to 9 spaces. Which right now I need to move 3, and then open up this gate. So I can move all the way to here. And then these nodes are just empty nodes. They have nothing in them. Oh, shoot. I should have gone that way first. These nodes, like for example, this is agility, HP. These are abilities. Teaches steal. Teaches use. Accuracy. So these are all your stats you would normally be getting from level ups. And all you do is you use a sphere that matches the ability you're getting. So like agility, you have to use a speed sphere. And as long as you're touching it, you can use it. So right now I can use these 3 because these are the 3 nodes that I'm touching. And the spheres you just get from fights. You just get them like constantly. Every single fight you'll see I get like several spheres from. Then ability spheres for these. And there you go. And then you just make your way around using spheres and using sphere levels. And each character, I think we talked about this, but each character has their own path. So like Waka starts here and he goes all the way around. And then eventually he'll get to his final ability. And then once you get to his final ability, he then has to decide, he either has to open up a lock and then start going around the board like randomly, or you can teleport him to someone else's board and start going down their board. So it's kind of up to you once you get to the end, but there is like a set path that you're kind of supposed to do with each character, which takes up most of the game. Depending on how much you grind, you'll probably be hitting the end of their specific section like, I don't know, 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the game. And then you can start kind of experimenting with what you want to do with them. Post-game, though, you'll be going all over the board, collecting everything. And then in addition to each character having their own section, there's also some, like, special sections on the board that aren't really for anyone, but have really strong abilities. Like, this has Ultima. This is actually where Kamari starts, but this isn't anyone's specific path. This is just a section of the board that has Ultima, and you need to use big level 4 spheres to get to it. There's a couple more spots like that. There's Full Life down here, which is on its own spot. So, that's basically it. And obviously each character's position on the board, or like each character's board is tailored to them. So Titus gets a lot of speed and strength, Waka gets a lot of accuracy, Orin gets a ton of strength and HP, Yuna gets white magic, Lulu gets black magic, etc. There's also these little branches. Like, this takes a level 1 lock and just gets me a couple extra nodes. So you can kind of choose if you want to go down these extra paths. Here's a little detour path I can do for a bunch of magic, which is kind of useless on Titus for now. But I could do that if I want to, like, later turn him into a mage of some kind. This isn't actually that great of a detour, but I'll go ahead and do it. I have a bunch of level 1 key spheres. I don't think I'm going to do that magic one, though. Make everyone Kamari, okay. Just go around in circles around Ultima. And I'm going down a little bit of a detour with Lulu here, too. Defense +4 is, like, pretty big. Any of the +4s are pretty big. And then there's a couple other things you can do. With the sphere grid. There are special spheres like these, where you can turn an empty sphere into a sphere you want. So if I wanted some extra magic with Yuna, I could turn one of these empty nodes on her grid to magic. And that would affect everyone's grid, so anyone else could come here as well and grab that magic. So when it comes to maxing everyone, something you can do is turn all the empty nodes into different stats that people need. And then I believe you can, like, erase them too, and then replace them with something else. I don't remember exactly how that works. But through, like, clever use of the empty nodes, you can get everyone to max stats or close. I think you can get everyone to max stats except, like, luck. I think with luck you have to do something, like, very particular. And I think it's, like, a super duper pain. Yeah, it's like erase spheres. And one of the most frustrating things about the Platinum in this game, if you play the remastered version, is you have to max the sphere grid with every character. Which, luckily, you don't have to max their stats, so you don't have to do any empty node stuff. But you need to hit every node with every character, which is ridiculous, because you don't need to do that. Even for the Dark Aeons, even for the post-game super bosses, you don't need to do that. At the very most, you need to do that with 3 characters, but you don't need every character to be maxed. So that was a very, very annoying trophy that took like 40 hours of menuing. That was terrible. Yeah, I remember with max luck it was weird, like you had to do something special, or you had to, like, one of your other stats had to be not maxed or something. But the rest of the stats I think you can get maxed pretty easily with just some empty nodes. Yeah, you just need to hit every node with every character. You don't need to worry about empty nodes for the Platinum, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure. Pretty dang sure. How's it going, Snipes? Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone, because I was chatting for a while here. Pure Mind, thank you so much for the 31 months. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thank you all for being here so much. It's been such a great morning. I appreciate you all very much. How's it going, Zycros? I'm very excited to play the meme game with you guys later that I picked out for today.
Rides the shoe puff?
Alright, now we get to hear the all aboard.
All aboards?
I was out last week and a half from Wisdom Teethers. Did you start base game or international? This is the original North American version.
Launching.
Just like all the other versions we're playing for Fantathon. If you have any questions about Fantathon like that, just go to the Fantathon page. It shows you exactly which version of each game we're playing. Shoop off launching. Yeah, sorry, I kind of cut him off there. That's a good line too.
Hey.
Huh?
Take a look.
What? Whoa! A sunken city.
A Machina city, 1,000 years old. They built the city on top of bridges across a river.
But the weight of the city caused the bridges to collapse, and it all sank to the bottom.
See, that just seems like a terrible idea.
Right, it's a good lesson.
A lesson?
Yeah. Why build a city over a river, yeah?
Well, it would be convenient with all that water there.
Nope, that's not why. They just wanted to prove they could defy the laws of nature.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yevon has taught us. When humans have power, they seek to use it. If you don't stop them, they go too far, yeah?
Honestly, that's a pretty interesting thing to think
yeah,
about.
but don't you use Machina too? Like the stadium and stuff, right?
Yevon, it decides which Machina we may use and which we may not.
So what kind of Machina may we not use then?
Remember Operation Mihen? That kind.
Or war will rage again.
War?
More than 1,000 years ago, mankind waged war using Machina to kill.
They kept building more and more powerful Machina.
They made weapons so powerful, it was thought they could destroy the entire world.
The people feared that Spira would be destroyed.
But the war did not stop.
What happened then?
Sin came, and it destroyed the cities and their Machina.
The war ended, and our reward was sin.
So, sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand, eh?
Man, that's rough.
Put that lightly.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not like the Machina are bad.
Only as bad as their users.
It's because of people like the Al-Bed screwing everything up.
What could that be?
What could that be?
Sit down.
Sorry!
The Al-Bed!
We have Underwater Boss with Titus and Waka Part 2.
Luna, we'll save you!
The Owl Bad. Yeah, so whether or not you agree with the whole Sunken City thing, it is really fascinating how they kind of portray all of this through Waka's eyes. I like a lot of Waka's lines there, even if he's wrong about the city itself, just about what he says. The whole, if you give humans power, they'll just keep using it, and using it, and using it. And, Titus doesn't agree with Waka that the city sunk because they wanted to prove they could defy the laws of nature, but in a way, I kind of agree, I think we do see examples of that, where, if humanity is greedy and just wants to show their power rather than use it wisely, they're usually punished. So it's just an interesting thing. And then that whole line about the Machina kept getting stronger and stronger, and everyone feared that they could destroy the world. That's so relatable, with the way the world is. It's kind of crazy how some of these games kind of predicted the future a bit. That stuff definitely doesn't go away, yeah. So now we have this cool boss, which is very reminiscent of the plant boss from 9. That captures Vivi. Yeah, one of the best things about Final Fantasy, the stories feel so timeless, you know? Final Fantasy 7 and 10 in particular, I would say. But even stories like 6, they feel so timeless. They always feel like this. They had a great understanding of the way society is and the way that it'll always be, and they told stories that will always be relevant. You know what I mean? So I'm casting haste on both of us because the biggest mechanic in this fight is this right here. If you do enough damage to him when he raises up, then he won't use his strongest attack. So if you cheer a bit and use haste, and Waka just gets a crit because he's a legend, then he'll just one-shot him, I guess. Then you can stop that attack. Which is pretty important because this fight has no healing. You have to use items. And now he can just whack away because he'd be super strong thanks to cheer. Haste and cheer are just really strong in the early game. I never realized how good cheer was, but cheer raises your strength and defense, and it stacks up to 5 times. The only thing this guy does is physical damage, and the only thing we do is physical damage. So you're literally just doing more damage and taking less damage every time you use cheer. And it hits everyone too. So it's wildly strong. I like how Spiral Cut underwater is just a regular attack. Yeah, early game cheer is like really incredibly good. Later it's not as good. The most broken ability in this game is Quick Hit, but we'll talk about that when we get there. And a lot of people don't know. I'm really excited to show Quick Hit because a lot of people don't know how broken it is. Both because it doesn't sound that good, and because they fixed it for the international version. So, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they fixed it for the international version. So, only if you played the original North American version and you actually knew it was broken have you seen how broken it is. So, I'm excited to show that off. It's still pretty strong in international, but yeah, it's I know we throw around the word broken a lot. Really, like, broken, the term broken should only be used if it actually is like breaking the game. And Quick Hit is broken in this game, 100%. It deserves that moniker. It's 1000% broken. You'll see.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine.
Those out bed.
Is everybody okay?
Is everybody
I'm sorry.
okay?
We're all okay now.
You know. Super full speed ahead.
The way she sits down when Orin yells at her, it's like Orin's her dad.
Damn the out bed. What do they want from us?
Yeah, I would say it's
Could it have something
like,
to do with Luca?
I would say it's like borderline OP in the other versions, like the remaster and I think the international version. But it is broken in this version. It completely makes every fight a joke if you use it correctly. Unless your stats are like total garbage, it makes every fight a complete joke.
What are they after Una for? Wait, they're mad they lost the tournament.
I love this part.
Oh wait, they're mad about Operation Mihen.
I wonder. Didn't Kamari's clansmen say something about summoners disappearing?
So the Albed are behind that. Those sand-blasted grease monkeys.
Hey, Waka. It's no use complaining about the Al Bhed now, right? We'll protect Yuna from anyone, anywhere. It's that easy. That's all I need to know.
Well, I guess so.
You're right.
They did their best trying to make Yuna say thank you there. I'm glad they give you a subtitle, otherwise I would have been like, what the heck did she just say? So, another moment that I can, like, splurge about how much I like the dialogue in this game. I've played a lot of games where they try to set up a scenario where, like, one character thinks one thing and the other character thinks the other thing and they just argue, and that's like the whole thing. But what's so great about this game is there's always, and I talked about this last week, there's always multiple things going on in every scene. Almost every single scene, it's not just one conflict. There's multiple conflicts, and that's what makes every scene so interesting. So there, Waka's like losing his mind because the Al Bhed just fought us again. And so he's like, wait, this. And on the one hand, you want to be like, Waka, shut up. But on the other hand, he's right. He's literally right. Like, what he's saying is correct. So it's like, you want to tell him to shut up, but at the same time, it's like, well, you're not wrong. So there's that conflict going on. Then there's the fact that he doesn't know Yuna is Al Bhed, so the whole party is like, this is awkward because he's just mouthing off about the Al Bhed, and Yuna's sitting there like, so that's when Titus bumps in and he's like, you know, trying to shut him up, and then Yuna says thank you. So there's there's double conflict here where we want Waka to shut up because he's going crazy, but at the same time he's right. But then there's also the conflict with Yuna being Al Bhed. So there's always multiple things going on that makes every scene interesting, instead of just like, there's a lot of scenes I play in games where you only need the first line. Like, once you hear the first line, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, that's the conflict. This character doesn't like this character. We can move on. But I'm always hanging on every word in this game because you never know when they're going to throw in something else, or when it's going to reveal something else, or when, you know, the conflicts are going to meet in an interesting way. Yes, it was revealed when in Luca, when you beat the Blitzball robot boss. She says, I'm Al Bhed, my uncle's name is Sid, and he's Al Bhed, and I'm looking for him because my dad said he would help me. And then Lulu throws up the sign so that Waka knows Yuna's safe. And she turns to Titus and says, hey, don't tell Waka Yuna's half Al Bhed. So it was like a whole conversation about it.
Might be more Al Bhed. Keep watch, yeah?
No, her mom was Al Bhed. Her mom was full Al Bhed, her dad was not. So she's half Al Bhed.
Looks like we're stuck here for a while.
Which is why her eyes have the different... She has the spiral eye and the not spiral eye. Wait. She has... What do her eyes look like again? I should know this. She's my favorite character. Doesn't she have, well, she has a green and a blue eye, but I can't remember if one of them's spirally or not. I don't think they are. I think they just have the weird color. I looked back, and then I was like, wait, she's too far away to see. Also, we gotta move. Gotta move Omni chair a bit so we can see the meme poster. Put that up just for you guys.
Guard Yuna. Guard Yuna.
Oh, Waka, at your service.
What you got? Hey, what's with the full price? Shoop off sleeping. Oh, I never noticed that. So this guy gives you like a peek at what's to come. Talking about the far plane. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is Miyu. She's a pretty good bullets baller. Alright, everyone, pause, champ. Oh my god.
You're not dead?
What is that line? What? Everyone who's been complaining about the voice, or not the voice acting, but the script this whole time, it's time for you to speak up. What is that line? Like, why does he say that? Why doesn't he say, "Oh my god, it's her," or like, you know, anything else other than "You're not dead"? Why would you say that? What purpose? What? It's a horrible line. So.
Thought I was done for back there.
Riku! You're Riku!
Like, again, how would you... What? You would know that from before, not now. You've never seen her look like this. You've seen her in the other things. So you should have said that before. Why now? Also, the people at the start of this playthrough that said there's a lot of booty shots in this game, and I was like, hey, I don't think there are, but I'll start keeping track to see if you're right. There was not one but two booty shots in that video. Like, there was a booty shot before it was off, and then a booty shot afterwards. Like, holy cow.
Hey! You're okay! How you been?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, you don't look so good. What happened?
You beat me up, remember?
Huh? Oh, that Machina? That was you?
Oh, that really hurt, you know. You big meanie.
Wait, but you attacked us.
Nuh-uh. It's not exactly what you think.
Yo! Friend of yours.
And you could say that.
Pleased to meet ya. I'm Riku.
Yuna, Lulu, I told you about her, remember? She was the one who helped me before I was washed up on Besaid. She's an Albed.
Wow, so you like all your life. What luck meeting here, huh? Praise be to Yevon. So, Riku, you look a little beat up. You okay?
Waka.
Huh? What?
There's something we need to discuss.
Oh, go ahead.
Girls only. Boys, please wait over there.
How does this...
Right. Sorry, Waka.
How does she, like, already know?
Huh? What?
That's how I feel. And now we get the Riku hand gestures.
Sir Orin, I would like Riku to be my guardian.
Show me your face.
Huh?
Look at me.
Oh, okay.
Open your eyes.
She closes her eyes.
As I thought.
No good?
Are you certain?
100%. So, anyway, can I?
If Yuna wishes it.
Yes, I do.
Riku's a good girl. She helped me a bunch.
Got that head nod.
Well, I'm for it. The more the merrier.
So there's a lot of things in this scene I don't understand. For one, Waka just said, like, Waka just made a noise, like, "Ah." And then 2 seconds later, he's like, I'm for it. It's like, which is it? Because he doesn't know yet, I think. The way they do this scene is so weird, because Titus says, like, she's Al bed. Like, he says the whole word. Like, how does Waka not pick that up? But okay, so Waka doesn't pick that up, but then why does he make, like, a grunt noise there, like he's mad? But then he says, well, I'm for it. So I don't... This scene is really confusing with Waka. And then, on top of that, they talk for, like, 2 seconds, and Yuna's like, alright, Riku's my guardian. Which they kind of explain later, but I still don't really buy it. Like, at the beginning of the game, Yuna wants Titus to be her guardian for kind of selfish reasons, but they don't make it official till Auron, like, makes it official. She's just kind of like, let's just have him here. Like, I just want him here. Like, even if he's not a guardian, I just want him here. But then here, she's just like, okay, you're a guardian. So it's, like, part of it makes sense later, but I still don't really buy it. Like, it should have been, hey, let's let Riku come along with us. And then later, they're like, okay, now you're a guardian. I don't know why it has to be literally 2 seconds after we meet her that she's already a guardian. The only part of this scene I do like is Auron's part, because I like how he investigates, and then it's just like, if Yuna wishes it, like, he gets it, you know, and it shows, like, his personality and character. So I like that, but the rest of this is, like, horribly confusing.
Righto. Then I'll just have to be the merriest.
It was strange. Even though Waka had always hated the Albed,
Riku, at your service.
he never realized Riku was one of them.
Yeah, like, they should have just had him not say anything, and then... But I do really like, I mean, this is the part of one of my favorite dynamics in this game. Riku and Waka. I could talk about it all day, about how great the, they do these two characters, like, so incredibly well, where Waka doesn't know at first, and he begins to like Riku as a person, and then it's revealed to him, and then stuff happens there, and it's just done so well, and it's a great way to, like, approach racism in video games, instead of just coming out and being like, racists are bad, like having a character that's racist and then they get, like, beaten up or something. Like, it's such a great way to approach it, where Waka's in our party and we get to see him transform from being pretty much racist, like, say it how it is, and then he begins to like Riku, and then it's revealed to him, and then we get to see his character make the change over time, instead of it just being something silly like, you know, he's racist and then he's not, or he's racist and then he learns the ways, you know, there's like one event that happens and then he learns better. Like, we get to see it over time, and it's in a way that is actually believable, because if there was just one event where the Albed were like, wait, we're not evil, and then Waka was just like, okay, like, I wouldn't believe it. After all the stuff we've seen up to this point, I wouldn't believe that he would make the change so quickly. But what I do believe is that he likes Riku as a person and then slowly makes the change. And the first time, you know, we'll see, I don't want to spoil too much, but when he first finds out, you know, it goes horrible, and that's believable, right? But then he learns as he goes. So I don't know, it's such a great way to approach such a, like, hard topic, and they do it in a really cool way. So that's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite character interactions in this game is Waka and Riku, and try to pay attention to the way they talk through the next couple scenes and throughout the game, because it's really handled well.
Chest.
The part that's not handled well is that first scene. I wish I could change it because it's not good. It's really bad. It's really confusing. Until the last line, we don't even know if Waka knows or not, and he's just being nice. Like, at first I thought he knew, but he was just being nice because Riku saved Titus's life. But then we find out, like, oh, he doesn't know. So it just makes him look like an idiot because Titus, like, literally said it. So now he just looks stupid. So it's bad. I don't like it.
Wonder what's inside.
And now we have the most powerful character in the game.
Yahoo! You should know, I'm scary when I get mad.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna use that item I just got on you. You'll be sorry.
I wonder if you can actually use something that isn't the 2 bomb cores. Or if it'll get mad at you. Can I do 2 grenades? This will still kill. Look at that damage. Hello? That was 2 grenades.
What did you just do?
That was great!
I can combine items and use them like this. It's not that tough, really.
Yeah, so Riku is the strongest character in the game, like, by far, pretty much. Unless you're talking, like, even post-game, but, like, you can make the argument that if everyone's max stats, then, like, Waka and Titus are the strongest because they have the multi-hit stuff, but any other time in the game, Riku's the strongest. She has a couple overdrives that are completely broken. There's one that makes everyone hit for max damage all the time. You have to use super rare items, but it's kind of like, she's like the Knights of the Round of the game, where it's like, if you collect all the rare stuff, she can just one-shot everything for free. But on top of that, she's really good normally too. She's the fastest character, which is really important in this game. Stealing is really good in this game, and use is really good because you can use special items. So, yeah, she's just like far and beyond the strongest character in the game. Also, I wanted to show this, if I can, real quick. I just always thought this was cool, and I always really like to show it off. This came in the Final Fantasy X guidebook. It's the sphere grid. It's a poster of the sphere grid. It's a big poster of the sphere grid, so you can like see everything. But on the back, there's Riku's mix table, and I used this a bunch as a kid. Like, I remember having this sitting next to me while I was playing. So, and it shows all our mixes, all the items, and what you can mix. So, I always thought that was cool. It's funny, Final Fantasy IX's guidebook is by far the worst guidebook I've ever seen. Final Fantasy X's guidebook is one of the best. One of my favorite guidebooks. They did a lot of extra stuff to make 10's guidebook extra cool. Yo, Nitro, think of the 26th. Yeah, Final Fantasy 12's is really good too. It's funny, I didn't really mean to collect the guidebooks, but I happen to own almost all of them. I feel like I got them all in different ways. Like, I got them for Christmas, or I think the 10 guidebook I got with 10. I think it was a Christmas gift, and they gave me the game and the guidebook. And then a lot of the other ones I just got over time randomly as I found them. Oops. It's gonna happen a lot. Where I try to swap characters because I'm in Final Fantasy something else. Let's have some fun. What took you so long, Orin?
Difficulty.
Why did it take him so long?
Away!
You! Away! Yeah, a lot of my guidebooks are not in great condition. My Pokemon guidebook I literally have like in a folder. Because the cover fell off, so I got like a folder and put all the pages in there. I must have used that thing like, oh my god. I probably brought it everywhere back in my Game Boy Pokemon phase. I tell you what, Pokemon Yellow... Pokemon Yellow truly hit me at like the best time. I probably played that game more than any other game I had played up to that point, by far. Because it was right when I got a Game Boy, it was right when like mobile gaming, or you know, handheld gaming, ta-da, was a thing. So it was new and interesting. And then at the same exact time, I was doing a lot of traveling then. Like, it was probably the only part in my life when I was doing a lot of traveling. I really didn't travel that much before that, but or even after that. But at the time, I was traveling a lot. So it was just, I would take my Game Boy, my Pokemon Yellow, and my Yellow guide everywhere. I see we got a, Death shows us an ancient meme. Let's see here. We'll get this on the YouTube as well. So these are old memes that I saved to my iPod when I was in high school. Because I used to save memes because I was a loser. Here's a good one. This is how do you organize a space party? You plan it. And then Pluto is over there with like a deflated balloon by the T. And he's like sad because he's no longer a planet. This was back when Pluto was officially not a planet anymore and everyone was memeing about it. And then, yeah, look at Pluto. Pluto, you'll always be invited to my parties, okay? Reblogging for Pluto. That's how you know it's ancient. Reblogging for Pluto. It's okay, Pluto, you're just too good for their party. And then randomly at the end, someone said Earth is pretty adorable. He is pretty adorable. But why is that the last line? Good old Tumblr. Yeah, so bro also mentioned the use command is pretty nutty because of Albed potions. Albed potions are like brutally OP in the beginning of the game, or even the middle of the game. We'll use some Albed potions when we get them. See how strong they are. The fact that, well, we'll get into it when we see, but the fact that you can swap any character out for Riku if she's out is like incredible. And that's the big thing about this game that's different than all the other games. When you have a white mage in your party, you have to wait for their turn. But in this game, you don't have to wait for their turn if they're out of the party. You can swap them in for anyone. So the characters that are out of your party are actually more useful than the ones that are currently in your party. Because the ones that are currently in your party, you have to wait for their turn. But the ones out of your party, you just need to wait for anyone's turn. So that's where like Yuna and Riku are really strong, because if they're out of the party, as long as anyone has a turn, you can swap them in and heal if you're in a pinch. So a lot of the planning in this game with like challenge runs or just really difficult stuff like the post game is to have your most useful characters out of the party as much as possible, so you can bring them in when you need them, instead of having them in the party and having to wait. And like keeping Riku out of the party and just swapping her in and throwing an Al-Bhed potion anytime you're in danger is like the key to victory.
We have been expecting you, Lady Yuna. Welcome to Guado Salam.
Welcome to Salami.
This way.
Me?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, I beg your pardon. I am called Trommel Guado.
I love how
I am
creepy
in
he
the
is already.
direct service of our leader, the great Seymour Guado. Lord Seymour has very important business with Lady Yuna.
Business with me? Whatever could it be, I wonder?
Please, come inside the manor. All will be explained. Of course, your friends are also welcome.
His letter is
Sorry,
one away
I
from
don't
being bat poop.
Ah, I almost forgot.
His name is one letter away. I was laughing at what Yet said. Welcome to Salami, the Death U boat. How's it going, Knock? That's right, Meme Week has officially begun. We're going to be doing some memes later today. And doing a giveaway. A Steam card giveaway. $25 Steam card giveaway later. Alright, so it's time to finally talk about customization. I started to talk about this a little bit last week, but I decided to wait until we got there. It's time to talk about customization. So this blew my mind when I was a kid, because I already felt like we had seen most of the mechanics in the game, and I was just ready to kind of explore them. But then they throw this at you, and it's like, oh my god. Like, this game has so much going on. Not only can you customize each character through the sphere grid, but then you have this as well. So the way it works is any weapon with a blank slot, you can customize anything into that blank slot. And you customize them with items, which is why items are really important in this game. And stealing is really important in this game, and that's why I love the fact that stealing is amazing in this game, because you actually use the items a ton. Most of the Final Fantasies, you steal a bunch, but you never actually use any of it. Here, you're going to use every item that you steal, because you're going to want to customize something. So for example, if I have something like this Targe, and I'm like, hey, we got this fire boss that I'm having trouble with. I can put Null Blaze on it with a bomb core, or I can put magic defense with some mana spheres that I have a million of. And so there's a ton of different options. And a lot of times the enemies in a dungeon have stuff that you can steal that if you customize to your armor, it will help you with the boss. So if you're ever stuck, there's always like a real solution and not just, oh, level up, you know? Like, it's great that there's actually a specific solution through this customization option. And then post-game, it just gets ridiculous. You end up buying stuff with 4 empty slots and customizing, like, the perfect armor for your character and perfect weapons for your character, and it's just a ton of fun. But even through the game casually, there's all sorts of really cool stuff you can do with customization. So I absolutely love this mechanic, and it can even make each playthrough much different if you decide to do something crazy with your customization or limit the way you can customize. You could even do a run where you don't use like any of your weapons that you pick up from this point on, and instead you customize all your weapons. Like, all sorts of cool stuff you can do. How's it going, Eldraine? Thanks so much for being here. And Salmon, thank you for the gifted sub to Eldraine. Welcome to the crew, man. Took long enough. Jeez, he was here for like 3 seconds, guys. Come on, we gotta get those gifted subs faster. He was in here for 3 seconds without being subbed. Goodness. What a horrible 3 seconds that was.
to hear about the far plane or the fireflies?
Please, tell me all about it.
The far plane's the place where fireflies born from ascending gather. They appear in the shape of people who've died and gone to the far plane. Quite the phenomenon. How I wish I understood it more fully. The Owlbed have a theory, you know. They say the fireflies are just reacting to visitors' thoughts and dreams. But only the dead appear on the far plane. No image of the living has ever been seen. It's a great mystery, but maybe the dead leave a bit of themselves in the hearts of the living. And that little bit borrows the fireflies' power for their paranormal performance. Or maybe not, who knows? And that, as they say, is that.
Man, that was quite the alliteration. Also, I love that idea that
Care to hear about the far plane or the fireflies?
the dead leave a bit of themselves within the hearts of the living. That's epic. How's it going, Zoo? Doesn't even have a real recruitable Moogle party member? Just a big fat phony with a plushie? Oh no, that's me!
They may be called fireflies, but they aren't really flies, you see. They're those lights you see whenever a fiend dies. The little fellows are responsible for a few fantastic phenomena. Visions of the past, spheres, fiends, these are all the fireflies doing. In fact, fireflies have something to do with aeons, too. The dreams of the faith reach through the spirit of the summoner. And that which is unreal becomes real for all to see. Or maybe not, who knows? And that, as they say, is that.
This is a blitzballer, I think. It's really nice how you can get certain blitzballers, like, it makes sense where they're at. So if you want, like, a Guado blitzballer, you go to Guado Salam and stuff. If you want a Ronzo, you go to Ronzo World. Also, look who's here.
Oh, how fare you, Sir Guardian? It seems
Sir Guardian.
that Maester Seymour has returned to Guado Salam. He's young, but he deserves our respect.
Ken, we're talking here. Do you mind? Just barge into our conversation. I'm doing alright. I had a really terrible week, but I'm like already over it because this morning has been so much fun, and I'm really excited for Meme Week. I'm really excited for the memes later, excited to do the giveaways, and it's just been so much fun this morning, so I'm already... Forget about the terrible week, you know. Who needs that? We got memes, and memes heal all. Excuse me? Just looting your village? You're welcome. How's it going, Blackheart? Yeah, Fantathon is the only thing we're doing that isn't meme. Well, I mean, it is meme, but the only thing that isn't part of Meme Week. The next 2 weeks are going to be all day, every day, all memes. It's going to be wild. I have many, many games in store. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's a shop over here. That's good. There's still Fantathon. Read the page. Read the Meme Week page. It says right there. Every Friday is still Fantathon. Don't worry. But every other day and also Friday afternoons, all memes. Let's see. So they have some yellow stuff, which spoilers is really good for the next area, but it's really expensive and I don't know why. We got a Waka. Oh.
I tell you, these Guado merchants are shrewd. Ripping off the pilgrims that come to visit the far plane. Listen, you watch that they don't get you too. Me you can trust. More than a Guado, at least. What do you say?
I mean, you're not wrong. His stuff was expensive. Look at this stuff. A Belladonna wand. So there's a Death Touch Kate Sith, which is pretty good. Shimmering Blade ain't bad, and it's pretty cheap. All this stuff is so cheap because I gave him so much money. And he has the same yellow stuff, but it's cheaper. You know what? I'll go ahead and buy this for Riku, because she has, like, nothing else. Water Strike, Lightning Strike. I'll pass. Actually, I didn't even check. I might have had something else for her. Lightning hits hard, and the next area is a bit of a stat check. So it's actually pretty nice to buy those. That is the giveaway list, not the games we're playing. Those are the games we're giving away every day. So Wargroove we're giving away next week, which is a really awesome giveaway because that game is incredible. Trust me, the games we're playing are nothing but total memes. They are really, really meme-ified this year. And there's going to be a lot of them, not just one a day. Alright, let's go do the thing, but before that, I need to get some coffee.